Homemade gummy bears. Good morning, stumps, roots, and shoots. What an interesting name. What an interesting name. Isn't that right, Scott? Ranger, Texas. John, you can try, and I could stick a hatchet in your skull. Or something. Good morning, the angry Viking therapist. Loco-American, good morning, brother, and Mr. Brees. All my friends and loved ones are here. And bro, shaloha, that is right, shaloha. Good morning. So, let's see, there's 300 of us here so far, which is incredible. Thank you for being here. Before we start the report, I'm going to finish what the hell I was saying yesterday. We are not screwed. And in fact, here we go. We are not screwed. That is the improper mindset to have. We are blessed. We are not screwed. The world is on fire. Chaos is reigning in certain parts of the world. Things are not good for many, many, many people. However, I need to objectively look around and say to ourselves, wow, I'm not on fire. Nobody is shooting at me. Nobody is trying to destroy my livelihood right now. I'm okay. The people that I love are okay. Better than okay. There's food in my pantry. There's fuel in my truck. I'm surrounded by people who love me and care for me. We are blessed. Do not curse yourself, because that's what you're doing. Do not curse yourself because you think we're screwed. They might be screwed. We are not screwed. We will not be screwed. We will not be screwed with. We are blessed. And we must maintain that status of blessing so that we can be the light to go out there into that screwed up world and grab busted up sinners, one in each hand, and lift them up out of the gutters and meet them right where they're at and make them better, reintroduce them to their Creator and their Messiah, and be the light of the world. We are not screwed, and that is a shitty mindset to have. Okay? Now, the minor prophet Habakkuk, or Habakkuk if you're a white dude like I am. I would encourage you to read Habakkuk or Habakkuk. It's a handful of pages. Really, I would encourage you today to read it. But here's the key takeaway. Habakkuk looks upon his countryside and his people, and he sees this foreign invading army coming in, destroying things, and he screams at the sky, Father, why? Why would you allow this to happen? Why have you forsaken us? Why are you letting them do this to us? And the Father answers back and he says, here's why. Because you would not listen. So I am using this force to utterly destroy you, so that in this destruction you seek my face. And when I put you back together again, I will put you back together brick by brick the way I intended you to be, so that you will serve me, so that you will serve the Father, not so that you will serve yourself. That is the crux of the issue in the book of Habakkuk. And I would encourage you to read it, because if you want some context as to what's going on in today's day and age, there it is. But remember, we are not screwed. We are the light of the world. I won't have any of that cursing being put on us or even on yourselves. Okay? Now, good morning, and thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for being here. 93.7 thousand of you need your heads checked. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're trying to get to 100,000 by the 4th of July. You guys know the deal, 100K by 4 day. If you've been lurking in the shadows, please click the like and subscribe. I could really, I don't need it. Thank you, Corey. I don't need it, but I like accomplishing my goals. And so it'd be nice to have your support by clicking that little subscribe button, ringing the bell. That means something to me. Also, shout out to our patrons. Good morning. Thank you, Incognito. Patreon is the bomb. You boys and girls at Patreon are what make this possible. And so thank you to our patrons. I think everybody is more or less aware of the concerted effort to silence conservative voices today in today's media, and make no mistake, this is media. And so massive shout out to the patrons. You boys and girls know the entirety of this report. Thank you, Mr. Bruce. Not this report, because this is my terrible chicken scratch that is a handwritten version of the report that posted on Patreon last night. Bless you, Dominic. Thank you. But the entirety of this report can be found on Patreon. So, segment one, as always, is brought to you by the Bear Store. You guys know about the Bear Store. It's where you can get your all your bear swag, t-shirts, hats, patches, stickers, yada, yada, yada. American-made, handmade, guaranteed forever. Best blowout kits on the market. You can get them there. And I'll put my kit up against anybody else's kit with confidence. And I can say that because it's currently deployed by 5 this many different units. And those units within the United States military are the type of units that have some discretion as to what they issue, meaning that they're not in your standard chain of command. Praise Yah. So when the badass door kickers who actually go do things at 4 o'clock in the morning say, we want that one, you might sit up and pay attention. Bless y'all. The Bear Store, bearindependent.com. Global cases of COVID. Remember that COVID thing? The thing that shut the whole world down? Good morning, Wayne. Global cases. 8.5 million with 3.5 million active cases. And the numbers are so close to that generalization that I'm just going to go with 8.5, 3.5. Megan, it is a beautiful day of prepping. Good morning, Todd. I hope you're well, brother. I really do. I hope you're well. Deaths are 455,000. Recoveries are 4,501,000, assuming that my chicken scratch is accurate. U.S. cases are 2,257,000 as of today, which is 19 June. Now, just yesterday was 2,228,000. So from 28 to 57 is what, 39? Find it interesting that we've had 39,000 new cases of COVID since yesterday in the United States. I don't know about that, man. We'll circle back around to that. 29, thank you. Don't need to know. You know, it's early. Thank you, Woodsy. We'll just call it 30,000. Guys, I've had literally this much coffee so far this morning. That's not enough of the coffees. Welcome to the Big Luau. Ishmael Yoder, nice. Listen, Ishmael, are we gonna have to talk to Jonas? What's going on here? You're not supposed to be using the technology. What kind of suspenders have you got on today? Is your beard appropriately trimmed? Crazy goat lady, bless you, thank you. I hope that you use the steam locomotive to get over here. And while you're at it, you need to be trimming the hooves on your draft horse, okay? So, 30,000 people. Vicky Fulkerson, shalom. 30,000 new COVID cases in 24 hours. I saw somebody ask, where do I get wheat from? I have videos on that on Patreon, but also that's the kind of thing we do on Tactical Tuesday. Nazarite vow's going great. Deaths are 120,000 in the U.S. and recoveries are 924,000. The recent border, well, actually, you know what? I said we'd circle back around to that. 30,000 new cases in one day. I don't know if I buy that. We've already seen that the COVID numbers from jump were less than believable. It's possible to manufacture and or massage these numbers just simply to achieve whatever the stated purpose of the people who are coming up with these numbers in the first place would like to achieve. Frankly, I don't believe them. I'm not saying that nobody's died of COVID, but I'm not saying that these numbers are 100% accurate either. Yeah, it's easy to lie with statistics. Exactly, Burger King. Okay. So the recent border incident between China and India has only increased anti-China sentiment globally. Woodsy, bless you. Though many are hoping to de-escalate tensions. War footing, y'all. War footing. A hot war with China may be coming. And think about it. India is not a preeminent world superpower. So if you needed a training ground for your people, as China, slow chuck, bless you, brother, thank you. If you needed a training ground for your people so that you can go bloody your troops and learn. We thought that this mechanized division was going to do great in this terrain, but they didn't. And we thought that this rifle pattern was good for this thing, but it's not. We got to cut it down and go to a carbine and blah, 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 blah. It turns out that these rations suck, so we need to source a new thing for this. And the new oil filters that we're using on our diesel equipment, it turns out that they're no good, so blah, 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 blah. Test run, field exercise. India is no slouch, but they're not the United States of America. So I could see, hypothetically, China wanting skirmishes with India, or at least being open to the idea of skirmishes with India, so that they can bloody their troops, so that they build some, because it's been a long time since China's fought a land war, or a war, period. That expertise in the art of war is something that has to be passed from one person to another person. You can read all the doctrine, you can study all the history, and you should, but having all of that information does not translate into having the wherewithal to raise that rifle and squeeze that trigger. So I could see in my mind, if China did get into some type of open warfare with India, yes, they're both nuclear powers. I don't think they'd let it go to that. I think it would be a good training ground for their people. However, who knows? The police officer who shot a drunk man with a taser in Atlanta has been charged with felony murder. Stop. The drunk man had the taser. He didn't shoot the man with the taser. He shot the man who took his taser. After he was, if I had the details of the story correct, passed out at a Wendy's drive-thru. Then the cops were called. The man woke up. He seemed to have passed the field sobriety test, then took a breathalyzer, failed the breathalyzer, snatched the taser out of one of the officer's gun belts, tased one officer, turned around to run, and then another officer shot him in the back. I don't see any issue with the use of deadly force in this scenario. However, this officer should be tried by a jury of his peers, and if a crime occurred, which I don't believe it did, then he should be exonerated. However, because of the decision to charge this officer with felony murder, 800 officers in Atlanta PD have either resigned from their position or called in sick, essentially walked off the job. And 4 out of 6 precincts in Atlanta are now essentially inoperable. They're there, they ain't running because there's nobody there to do the job. The undermining of the police, the crumbling of the police state, this is orchestrated. This is orchestrated. Nature abhors a void. Something has to fill that void. This is the Hegelian dialectic. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. You cause the problem, you present the solution, and then you control the outcome. I want to be clear on this. I know that most of us here, John Hershey, bless you. I know that most of us here trend towards conservative. I'm in an anomaly. I'm fiscally conservative, socially libertarian, but a biblical literalist. So come at me, bro. Stay frosty, bless you. He failed the field breathalyzer, then wrestled the pinch. Both officers stole the taser. Turned, deployed taser around an officer who also attempted to deploy his taser. He missed the duty weapon, deployed drunk guy was still facing officers. Okay, roger that, Stay Frosty, thank you. I'm the anomaly, perhaps. I don't care what you do, as long as what you do doesn't bother me. However, I have my own very strong, biblically based beliefs that I will adhere to. Not everybody's me. Understand this, that thin blue line doesn't just protect us from them. It protects them from us. What I mean by this is at some point, if those looting, rioting a-holes, Dirty Brass, bless you, thank you. If those looting, rioting a-holes come here, and we are legitimately in a without rule of law scenario, Chaz and Chop are within out, or Danny Darko, bless you, thank you, are with, they are within a without rule of law situation. Atlanta is essentially becoming a without rule of law situation. If you come here in without rule of law and you act a fool, there's no law enforcement to call. Guess what's gonna happen? You now have to deal with me. This is a two-way street. And I think that's something that the people on the ground who are rioting and acting crazy miss. The people who are orchestrating this totally understand that. They like class warfare. Why do you think that racism is being used? Patriot Plumber, good morning, brother. Amen. Those police are much so less, they're not really protecting me. I'm sorry. They're not protecting me from you. I'm not terribly worried about those bad guys. Those bad guys should be terribly worried about me. And I think that's a point that the grassroots movement portion of this is missing. The people who are orchestrating this, oh, they get it. Again, they like class warfare. That's why racism is being used to stir the pot right now. That's a two-way street, man. Gosh, we're 20 minutes in, and I'm still on the first page of the report. Shut up, Bear. Roger. Tazewell County, Virginia Board of Supervisors will be meeting to discuss leaving the Commonwealth of Virginia and becoming part of West Virginia. Good. The Commonwealth of Virginia is not what it was. Oh, how far we have fallen. Activists have established an autonomous zone around the Portland mayor's home because their demands for police reform and racial justice were not met after the city council voted to eliminate 107 full-time cops from the payroll. Jay Smith, Phelps, good morning. Remember, don't be a litter bug. If rioting and lawlessness comes to your area, pick up your brass. Bless you. I like to main vein my coffee. Roger that, Jay Smith. Hotshot Homestead. Shalom, sir. Keep up the good work. Thank you for all the content and information you provide. Made me a better prepper. I used to follow Canadian prepper. Now I see the light. Thank you again, sir. Bless you, Hotshot Homestead. And congratulations on your conversion. Okay, so these idiots in Portland have established an autonomous zone around the mayor's house because when the city council fired 107 full-time cops, that still didn't meet with their demands for police reform and racial justice. Again, we are going to reach the point, mark my words, where these idiots realize those cops were protecting them from us. Let's think about Chaz. We're going to take 30 seconds and think about Chaz. The reason you haven't seen a huge pushback from conservatives to take Chaz back is because very few, if any, conservatives live in Chaz. Nobody really cares. Nobody is there in defense of their businesses with their ARs and their FN FALs and their AR-10s and their blah, blah, blah. Because they don't live there. They don't care. The Shield Wall Nation. Thank you for your IFAC. Found out yesterday that it saved my buddy's life while downrange. Praise the Father. That is awesome. Chad, we got to update the imagery. That's six lives we know of. The Shield Wall Nation. Screenshot. Awesome. Bless you. You made my day. You made my day. Thank you. That is why we make these kits, people. That's why we do this. The stated mission purpose of what we do was very simply to save lives. It's the best kit you can buy. It is the best kit you can buy. Kyle Rao, bless you. Man, that is awesome, Shield Wall Nation. That is awesome. Thank you for your IFAC. Found out yesterday that it saved my buddy's life while downrange. Praise the Most High, man. Oofta. That is awesome. Okay. Chaz. If we wanted to take back Chaz, Bear Nation, we'd own it in 4 hours. James, bless you, brother. Happy birthday. We'd own it in 4 hours. It would be ours in 4 hours. We don't want it. But you bring that to my neighborhood, oh, hell no. You're not setting up an autonomous zone around my mayor's house. You're not doing that. We will pound your faces into the dirt. It's not happening. There's a different mindset out here. There's a different mindset out here. You can't get away with that autonomous crap out here. I don't think people get it. And I'm sorry, I'm just totally sidetracked by another life saved with the bear fact. That is freaking awesome, man. Segment 2 is brought to you by Sanctified Supply Co. The Sanctified Supply Co. is a cool little business run by Lucia and Jerry and their rock stars. And they have decided that they need to launch from where they live, Oregon, to the middle of nowhere. 2 more, Matthew? Did I miss another one? Danny Jackson. Bless you, brother. Thank you. A tourniquet on a lacerated arm. Praise Yah. Tommy Shalom, brother. Mr. Brees, make it 7. Man, that's awesome. Man, that's awesome. Shaloha! 300 Win Mag, right? Sorry, John. A mosquito flew into my eye. I couldn't help it. What the hell were we talking about? Sanctified Supply Co. Oh, man. 7. Amen. Chap from Scotland. We ship everywhere, brother. You need a kit? We got you, man. We ship. We have kits in the Middle East, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in the South China Sea, in Australia, in Thailand, in Germany, in England, in Czechoslovakia, in Spain, in Canada, in Chile, in the United States, in Hawaii. We have, I think there's some in Japan. We have kits everywhere, man. Shipping is easy, it's the wait. Hey, doing the best that I can. Promo code for the bare min. The patrons have a promo code, and then you can buy it also at adventurefrontier.com, and you can use promo code BearNation at adventurefrontier.com, or there's a promo code for the patrons at the Bear Store. So, Intel staff, good morning, Intel staff. The head dance monkey in charge is here. Everybody, clap it up for the head dance monkey in charge, the HDMIC. If I don't get some claps, I'm shutting it down. You guys know me. I'll do it. I'll do it. 3, 2, 1. Where's the claps? Send it. There it is. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. What a great morning. Can a monkey blush? I don't know. You tell me. You can put some blush on, but you're going to look ridiculous in that cage that you're in with just blush slathered all over your little monkey face. It's going to be, don't let PETA take any pictures of that. Please don't let PETA take any pictures of that. Okay, Sanctified Supply Co. Guys, this is going to be a long brief this morning. I apologize. It's going to be what it is. Sanctified Supply Co. is run by Jerry and Lucia. They're awesome. They are trying desperately to come out of her my people, and they're doing it through yay capitalism. They need to sell 500 shirts. Because of you, Bear Nation, they've already sold half of that. We need to get them across the finish line. So if you're paying your bills and you're paying down your debt, and there's food in your pantry, and there's food grown in your backyard, and you still got a $20 bill burning a hole in your pocket, please go to sanctifiedsupplyco.com and look at their wares. They make awesome shirts. Awesome shirts. I was wearing one yesterday. It is like the Bear uniform, the Stay Humble and Kind shirt. I was wearing that yesterday, and I love it. So you can check them out. They got the Be Kind shirt. I really dig it. The Waking the Giant shirt. You can use code USA for $5 off the Waking the Giant shirt, and you can use code BEAR for $10 off your order. They are awesome members of the Bear Nation. We love them. They're great people, and they're just trying to launch out there into the world. And so if you can, please support Sanctified Supply Co. And the shirts are great. That's right, sister woman. And the shirts are great. Got 2 for my hubby. Bless y'all. Choctaw County, Oklahoma. I know precisely where that is. Stay out of Bryan County. That's where all them meth heads live. There's a bunch in Choctaw too. So make sure your property's posted, and then go ahead and just laze the whole area. Nick Wilson, bless you. Mucho apreciado, hombre. Clap, clap, clap. All right, segment 2, brought to you by Sanctified Supply Co. A Capitol Hill, Seattle resident told the Christian Post, quote, quost is not a word, although we are a popular enough group of people now that we could probably Urban Dictionary quost into a word right now, but I don't know what it means. So not quost, quote. A Capitol Hill, Seattle resident told the Christian Post, quote, "I've been scared every day since Sunday, and I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. For the first time in my life in Capitol Hill, I hear gunshots every single night. I've heard people screaming every single night outside, and they're not protest screams. I've heard screams of terror out there, and I don't know what is happening out there." Okay, we're gonna unpack this a hot minute, because this sucks. If you, Wyoming, middle of nowhere, Oklahoma loves you back. Stacy, bless you, thank you. All right, here's the deal. So, first of all, let's unpack this. Population density matters. This person is finding out, oh, the system is fragile, the thin veneer of civility has fallen off, and things are dangerous out there, and I'm scared. My population density sucks. I had all the mod cons, the modern conveniences, the best that supply chain logistics and fiat currency could afford me, and it turns out all that stuff is worthless. So this person's OODA loop is jacked. Observe, orient, decide, act. They are experiencing sensory input that they have no framework for. They are all jacked up because they are unable to orient on the fact. They're observing the fact that their little society around them has melted, but they have not oriented on it. They are all jacked up. And if they're not oriented on it, they can't make a decision on what to do, and then they can't act on that decision. Their population density sucks. They're in the wrong place. And I have screamed at this iPhone. I have cajoled y'all. I have tried to convince you. JD Rain, bless you. You rock. Thank you. I have asked y'all over and over and over again, Jose, bless you, to come out of her, my people, lest you partake of her sins and receive of her plagues. Well, there's a whole bunch of sins and plagues going on in the Capitol Hill zone right now, and this person is receiving and partaking because of where they are at. They are living this. They are living, come out of her, my people. Revelation 18 verse 4, I believe. Now, where's their MAG? Where's their mutual assistance group? Rich, bless you. Thank you. Where's their mutual assistance group? Who do they have to lean on? Not just for security, for commo, for agriculture, for intel gathering. Not just that, but for emotional support, for spiritual support. Not there. Because you see, in cities, not all people, but a lot of people, rather than interacting with other people, lock themselves inside of buildings and experience the best Wi-Fi and Netflix that money can buy. They don't have people. They don't need people. When the system works, you don't really need other people to get by. You do. You're just numb to it. So where's this person's MAG? Where's their mutual assistance group? This person says, I don't know what is happening out there. You know why? Because you have no intel gathering capability and you have no commo. Not just the ability to broadcast, but to receive, to listen. A freaking Baofeng radio, appropriately programmed, would allow this person to essentially have a police scanner in their hand to be able to hear everything that is going on, to intercept communications amongst other groups, to jot that down, I don't know, maybe in a book with a pen, start correlating that data, developing what we like to call intel, and have a real idea of what's going on out there in the world. Now, this person's not going to be able to do that exclusively by themselves, but if they had a team of people, aka a MAG, mutual assistance group, to do this with, then they might be in a better position. I hear gunshots every night for the first time in Capitol Hill. What are you doing about it? Are you cowering in fear inside of your house? Apparently the answer is yes. I've gotten very little sleep. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep because you're fearful, because you're worried for your life, because there's nobody to be awake at 4 o'clock in the morning with a rifle, making sure that none of those gunshots come your way. MAG, Mutual Assistance Group, security. This is what this person is experiencing is the exact opposite of what I want every one of y'all to experience. It is the exact opposite of how I want every one of y'all to act in these scenarios. It is the exact opposite of what I feel we are called to live. This person is filled with fear. Who is the author of fear? The enemy, Hasatan, the Nachash. Question everything. I bless you. Thank you. And Odin's, thank you. Thank y'all very much. Who's the enemy? Who's the author of fear? The enemy. This person's consumed by it. Who do you think is fomenting this chaos? The enemy. And this person is consumed by it. Make no mistake, strong emotions are a breeding ground for spiritual warfare. Believe me, I've experienced it. And this person is right in the middle of the suck with no way out, being consumed by it. I don't want that to be you. This is why we talk about these things over and over and over again. I know there are people on this live stream right now who have been here for years and are like, yep, I've heard Bear say this 200 times. And my hope is that I have to say it just 201, so one of you out there will go, I'm out. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna find another job in a small town away from this monstrous city that poses a real and actual threat to the stability and normalcy of my life and the people whom I love and am responsible for. You know, I've tried to explain this to y'all over and over again. I had a good job north of Dallas. I helped a brother grow an awesome business north of Dallas. We had by North Dallas standards, should have been hit by a bulldozer. By anybody else's standards, a nice house in North Dallas. We played the games. Soccer on Tuesday night, backed up by softball, backed up by church, by youth group, by men's group, with this school function and that school function and the potluck thing over here, and then the committee for this thing, and the running around spending all the money, you know, paycheck to paycheck, living the heathen lifestyle in Suburbalon in North Dallas. I had that. And I left because the Father called me to this. And I have never been more blessed. I have never been stronger in my faith. I've never been better. It can be done. I've done it. With 3 kids and an 82-year-old grandma. Hundreds of miles away from where I lived to where I live now. It took 5 trips to move 2 households. I know it's hard. But I don't want to hear about all the reasons why you can't do it. Do it. Because I don't want you to be this guy in Capitol Hill. All right. We got a cruise. Jeez, Bear, shut up. Sorry. Repeating, and this is for the angry Viking therapist, because I'm pretty sure that he has been unable to onboard this concept at this point. But he'll get it. He'll understand. Repeating. Delivery times continue to be affected by adjusted facility hours and reduced capacity, backlogged orders, and altered routes. In other words, the world is on fire and shipping is what shipping is. We are doing our best. Everybody else is doing their best. And it's the bomb. So. Rome is burning. That's right, Bobby G. Ship happens. I like that, Matthew Ford. I like that. Gosh, I need to mainline this coffee. The Ozarks are calling us home. Amen. I like that. Kevin, bless you. Moved out of St. Louis, Missouri, downtown to rural Missouri to protect a newborn baby girl and wife. Amen. Bless you, Kevin. That is freaking awesome. Riots may affect shipping routes. Amen, brother. Hey, I'm telling y'all, honestly, Bear Nation, and I've been shouting this man out repeatedly, but it needs to be shouted out repeatedly. The Angry Viking Therapist. Great guy, great channel. He and I have been chatting back and forth back channel, and the reason for that, he was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I encouraged him to please do so because the skill set and testimony and backstory that he has, I think, is very valuable for, it's valuable for everybody, but especially valuable to us amongst the Bear Nation, because I know there are people here who have been bloodied. I know there are people here who have experienced traumatic experiences, who have PTSD, who struggle with anxiety, and who have made their living holding a weapon, maybe still make their living holding a weapon. And this guy, the Angry Viking Therapist, gets it, and he has a real depth of character, and he has a good soul. And so if you're struggling with some of these things, or you just have some stuff that you need to unpack, please go watch his channel. He's freaking awesome. So yes, the Angry Viking Therapist, highly recommended, member of the Bear Nation. Awesome new video dropped last night. Oh, you're welcome, brother. Thank you for doing what you do, man. It's why I love the Bear Nation. We have good people here. We have good people here. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? I'm drinking Funk You Up coffee. JC, don't you even, because Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. That's right. If you don't believe me, just watch, because I am smoother than a fresh jar Skippy, okay? Many people are experiencing problems with unemployment in multiple states. The Federal Reserve has announced a shortage of coin. Luckily, I remembered that my handwriting is terrible and that says coin, not corn. The Federal Reserve has announced a shortage of coin. Financial institution coin requests will be restricted due to this temporary disruption. The restrictions are very tight in some cases, and a teller from Fort Sill National Bank said all branches were unable to give rolled coin at all. Is this digital currency? Is this the mark of the beast? Yeah, but probably not. It's probably a shortage of coin. And if you're worried about digital currency, I got three things to say to you. Widespread panic, bless you. PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. It's already here. You're probably just out of quarters. Hey, y'all people who are new, you should watch the 4 quarters philosophy. A morning brief coffee blend would be nice. You know what? I like that. I'll talk to our brother at the Disaster Coffee Company. We could probably put something like that together. Red Bull. Jake, don't snort it. Tactical Homesteader, good morning. Don't snort the Red Bull. That's not how you ingest Red Bull, okay? 100K by 4 day. That's right. If you're still lurking in the shadows and you haven't clicked subscribe, shame on you. All right. Let's see. And then segment 3, we're going to cruise, is brought to you by adventurefrontier.com. Let's get a Flex Friday, Bear. Tony. Even just the size of my forearms, y'all. Yeah, that's right. Gorilla arms, these things. Okay. Adventurefrontier.com. You can use promo code BearNation, save $10 off your armor. You're a big bear. You dang right I am. I tell you what, even Pastor Joe, Viking Preparedness, shot a video the other day. I was doing some dozer work for him. It's on Patreon, dozer day 2 or something like that. I was in the video and I was looking in the video, I was like, gosh, my arms are big. I haven't been to the gym in months, and I was like, Patriot Plumber, Viking Task 188, take back an autonomous zone. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right, Bear Daily Brief t-shirt. John Hershey, bless you. Oh man. Are those arms from playing the drums? No, they're from working and doing. I was a gym rat a little bit earlier in my life, not so much anymore. But anywho, adventurefrontier.com is where you can get your armor, Spartan armor. They got the triple curve, they got the anti-spall coating, they got the trauma pads, they got the level 3+, they got the steel plates, they got the ceramic level 4s, they got the multi-hit capability, they got the MOPC plate carriers and the Ranger bands and the blah, 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 blah. You can get the bare facts and the bare minimums there, active shooter kits, active shooter response kit. Which is a very cool kit. I got to do a review on that in the near future because it's not one that we talk about much. But if you have a small business or a church or a bank or anywhere where you're concerned about active shooters and you need a kit specifically designed to treat multiple gunshot wounds for children and adults, that's what the active shooter response kit is. So, somebody cometh my way. So, go to adventurefrontier.com, promo code BearNation. Okay. Multiple areas, whether it be at the state level, county, or municipal level, are mandating the use and distribution of masks and other social distancing measures as record cases of numbers are being achieved. To which I have the note, yay, high score. So, good job, world. We've got the COVID high score ever. The most ever COVID. So, good job. Active shooter response kits. Gabe, you can get them at adventurefrontier.com. It's the link right below your comment. Mr. Brees just dropped it. The NYPD has disbanded a 600-officer plainclothes unit responsible for removing illegal guns from the streets in an effort to reform policing. That sounded like a really wise idea. The U.S. has intercepted Russian planes in Alaska for the 4th time this week. Yay. Thank you, Rich. The City Council in Norman, Oklahoma, a college town, approved an $865,000 budget cut to the police department. I think this is really stupid. First of all, Oklahoma, what's wrong with you? Second of all, Norman, Oklahoma is not necessarily representative of the rest of Oklahoma. And third, you know, I listened to the Joe Rogan and Jocko podcast a couple days ago, and talking about policing and training. I agree. I think police need more training. I think we need more money for cops, not less. And cutting their budget is not the way to do that. So I'll tell you this, Norman, I won't be going there. So good luck. I love that podcast too. It was a good one. I will not be going to Norman, Oklahoma. And I'll be telling all y'all, don't go to Norman, Oklahoma. Concerns have been growing amongst U.S. officials about Chinese development of at least 3 high-tech weapons capable of attacking the electric grid in the U.S. I have told y'all repeatedly, grid down scenario is the #1 disruptive threat to all Americans, and to the world, but especially Americans. Your daily existence is predicated on the successful flow of electrons, and the vast majority of you are not in a position to actually live your life without electricity. So I would highly recommend that you figure out ways to live your life without electricity. The U.S. power grid is very weak. Believe me, that was my job for a while. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So, be aware. Okay, that's the report. Y'all know the deal. You can get this entire report on Patreon. Please send your intel to intel@bearindependent.com. Intel@bearindependent.com. Let the dance monkeys know what an awesome job they're doing. You can come see us at the Bear Store at bearindependent.com. Hey, the forums, we had an awesome Patreon Zoom call for the upper tiers last night. It was awesome. And one of the things I heard over and over again was, hey, we met so many people in the forums at bearindependent.com. What a blessing. So if you're looking for people, look at bearindependent.com on the forums. There's lots of people there. So let's see. The winner of the Grindstone raffle will be announced 30 June on Tactical Tuesday. So for those who are unaware, that raffle, $5 at a time, raised $29,605. So bless you, Bear Nation. That's freaking awesome. And then the Patreon $5 and up mini stomp bag giveaway will be announced the same day on Patreon, just so that everybody's paying attention there. That's right, the giveaway that is ending 30 June on Patreon is the mini stomp bag, so that'll be cool. And that's it. That's it. Let's pray. Father Yah, thank you that I get to do this. Thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice, and thank you for a beautiful morning. Thank you for literally saving lives with what we do. Father, thank you for keeping promises and being committed to those who are committed to you. I pray that you would just continue to teach us how to be the light, to go out into this broken world and to be a shining example to the best of our broken ability of your love and your power and your authority and your wisdom and your mercy and your discernment, Father, that people would see us and not see us, but see you, to see you on display. Father, if there's anything within the sound of my voice that's not of you, in me or in anybody else, I rebuke it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach and command it to flee. I pray that you'd fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, that you would physically be indwelt in us, that you'd walk with us and teach us how to do this thing we call life. Pray that you'd bless everybody within the sound of my voice, that you'd build testimony in us and through us, that we would come to know you better this day. Thank you. In Yeshua's name, amen. Shabbat shalom, y'all.